Black Widow, the latest Marvel movie. I haven't reviewed a Marvel movie on this channel yet, unless you go all the way back and watch my Spider-Man Homecoming review. But I haven't reviewed any Marvel movies, so this will be a first. I realize that superhero movies kind of have like this territorial war going on in them, it seems like, where you got DC fanboys, Marvel fanboys, casual moviegoers, Martin Scorsese, all these variables, all these people with all their very strong individual opinions, and then there's me. I'm fucking Switzerland, baby. I enjoy them for the most part, some really fucking bad ones, but I don't think I have too much of a bias going into them. I just go in and I enjoy them, eat some popcorn, leave the theater, and then think to myself, that was pretty good. And that's it. And Black Widow isn't really different. I thought that it was entertaining. I thought that there was some fluff. Overall, I thought it was an above-average blockbuster. So do I have anything particularly interesting to say about it? Great question. Probably not. I don't know. I would say that I was kind of let down, I guess. I didn't dislike the movie. I didn't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I thought that it had some really great stuff in it. For instance, the opening, I loved. I actually was really excited by the opening. My expectations started skyrocketing after the whole action set piece with David Harbour laying on the wing of the plane. And then the rest of the movie, I was like, well, Scarlett Johansson should be fucking dead right now, right? And then it also kind of just felt like another run-of-the-mill Marvel movie. And I think at this point, my expectations are higher. I need something to be more unique. I'm no longer going to accept these kind of standalone movies to just be what they were a phase or two ago, I want it to bring something different. And this felt like Winter Soldier Light or Diet Winter Soldier, which was disappointing. And it doesn't need to be that the plots are overly unique and bringing something new to the table. I just need there to be a gimmick in each movie to satisfy me, And I didn't get that. I was really hoping for this to be like a lot darker. That's partially because of the Red Room and the fact that it's a metaphor for sex trafficking. And this movie just felt too lighthearted and Marvel-y than I felt was appropriate. I really was hoping that this movie would be a bit of a leap in terms of the gravity of the situation, and I didn't really get that. That being said, I felt that the dialogue between the characters was in the upper echelon of Marvel movies. I liked the dynamics between the characters. I liked the conversations that were being had. I felt that the callbacks and the references to other Marvel movies weren't too in your face and weren't too fan servicey. Although, like, maybe you would interpret that as that if you've been following the films for this long. They felt appropriately in passing. It wasn't like in the new Disney Star Wars movies where it's like, look at this. It's the thing you like. And this, it was just like, what are those? Arrow holes. Remember? It was like that. Whatever that means. But yeah, so it was pretty solid. My only other major complaint is that it is some of the action. I thought some of it was fine because I'm willing to suspend my disbelief a little bit in these Marvel movies and expect that humans, like even regular humans like Scarlet or Black Widow, would be able to survive some things that they wouldn't be able to survive. The end action scene where they're falling through the sky, like, sure, okay, Scarlet or Black Widow might be able to survive that. Sure, why not? It's a Marvel movie, fuck it. But the stuff where she's taking huge bumps and falls, I was like, okay, she is still human. I can accept her pulling off insane stunts and doing all this crazy shit. She's an Avenger, why not? But when she is getting the shit kicked out of her, that's when I go like, maybe not. It's that one scene where she falls off the roof and hits everything on the way down, like... But I can believe a lot of the other things she did. If she's doing things successfully, basically, I can believe it, because she's a fucking Avenger. If I can accept that Falcon, a regular human, can pull off all this crazy shit flying around, then I can accept that Black Widow can do some crazy shit too. It's a comic book movie. But when she's failing, I hope she's failing in a believable way. So So I kind of consider this to be a little bit of a mid-tier Marvel movie, better than things like Thor: The Dark World. I definitely preferred it over Captain Marvel. I think it was better than, even Age of Ultron. I liked it, but I think it is weaker than what I want at this point. We have been completely spoiled by the last couple Marvel movies. Spider-Man: Homecoming, both the Infinity War and Endgame films, even the other Spider-Man movie, Far From Home. To me, those movies are just like pushed the Marvel envelope and were more interesting, and I like the characters in them more. And then to go to something like this, I really wish that this had just come out after Civil War and before Infinity War. I think that would have been the perfect spot for it. But of course, there were some things in there that they wanted to set up after the fact, like what I'm assuming is going to be Dark Avengers. Yeah. So yeah, mid-tier Marvel. If you're not into Marvel movies, I avoid this. Like, if you don't like them, like you're just straight up not a fan, you're not going to really get anything out of this. If you love Marvel movies, there's going to be a lot that you enjoy in this. And if you're kind of more of a casual moviegoer, you enjoy the Marvel movies, I wouldn't call myself a casual Marvel fan. I would say I'm like in between casual and fanboy, somewhere in there. I still think that you would get a lot out of this movie. So I'm going to give it a respectable 7 out of 10. I think I probably came off sounding a little bit more harsh than I intended to, but I had fun. I think it was a perfectly passable movie. It's just that in the realm of Marvel, my expectations are kind of soaring at this point. I loved Endgame, and I loved Infinity War. I thought that they were together a great conclusion to the last couple phases of Marvel movies, and I thought that the last Spider-Man movie was a lot of fun. This just felt like a step back. Maybe this movie could have justified itself if it had been a little bit more on the grim side and it treated some of the source material a little bit harsher. But that to me is also like, what did I expect? It's a fucking Marvel movie, you know? So yeah, not the worst, not the best, not even average, slightly above average. It was good. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe.